Hi, welcome. So this sequence is a nice little warm-up. If you're new to yoga, it's a great one to get into. We're going to do what's called the moon salute, moon A and also moon B. Just to explain a little bit, if you've got really tight hips and bringing the leg through, you tend to swing it or any of that kind of stuff, where you have that lack of mobility through the hips. It's quite tight. You're working on that mobility. What's a good thing is to get is 2 blocks. So you'll need 2 yoga blocks. I'm actually currently sitting on one at the moment. So you'll need 2 yoga blocks. And what that'll do is just give you a little bit of height to be able to bring that leg right through into the chest line. So that's what I wanted you to make sure that you do, that you get into that chest line with the block. So for the Sun Salute B, I've tweaked it slightly and we're going to use the blocks for that one. We're going to do 3 rounds of each. Now, when you get to a point where you are ready to do more, you can pause it, keep going with Sun Salute A, and then press play again, and then start Sun Salute B. And then it's your choice if you just do the 3 rounds, or you tend to add more, working up to 4 or 5, and so on. So first, let's come to a little bit of a comfortable seated position, either cross-legged. You could be kneeling onto the block. Might be nice to start with cross-legged because in the moon salute we are on the knees quite a bit. So just come into a comfortable seated position. I want you to sit on something. If you don't have yet purchased blocks, you can sit on a blanket, whatever, to help elevate the hips. And then, so that creates the space through the spine. Just rotate so the backs of the hands are onto the thighs. You can come into yoga mudra if you want, or you can just have the hands open. I want you to close your eyes, relax the jaw, so the teeth and lips are slightly apart, and start to breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. And just take this moment to see how the physical body's doing. Is it feeling tight? Is it feeling loose? Is it feeling stressed with creating a lot of tension, or is it feeling relaxed and calm? Now, we don't want to judge it. We don't want to criticize it. I just want you to become aware of it. So knowing how to approach this practice every day is going to be different. Some days we'll be able to push ourselves, and other days we'll need to pull back. Now the next bit is to check in with your state of mind. How's the state of mind doing? Are you tired? Is it foggy and lethargic feeling? Or is it feeling alert and clear? Or is it feeling busy, very busy, chattery mind? Or is it feeling relaxed and quiet? Whatever you're feeling in the physical body, in the state of mind, we are here to just sit with it and breathe into it. So taking a big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Making sure we're breathing softly and calmly into the belly, into the diaphragm. Just take a few more big deep breaths here. 2 more big breaths in. And nice long slow breath out. 1 more big breath in. And nice long slow breath out. Now, what we're going to start to engage is what we call our bandhas. These are energy locks. It's engaging our core. So with the core, there's 2 bits. There's Mula Bandha, drawing up the pelvic floor muscle. Think about Kegel exercises or a midstream and stopping. The other one is called Udihiti Bandha, and it's drawing just below the belly button towards the back of the spine. And the way I connect with these and the way that I explain is inhale, we draw up the pelvic floor muscle. So we're lifting up that energy and we're creating all this beautiful space within the whole body, but mostly the torso. And then in the exhale, we draw in the lower abdominal towards the back of the spine. Think about connecting the lower and the bottom half of your body, so the torso and the legs. And that brings that idea of working from the center, from our core. So we're going to engage this with the breath. So if you've opened up your eyes, close them again. Relax so the back of the hands are onto the thighs. And we're going to take 5 big deep breaths here, engaging our bandhas with our breath. So inhale, drawing up the pelvic floor. Exhale, drawing in the lower abdominal. Inhale, Mula Bandha. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, drawing up the pelvic floor. Think about creating space and lifting energy up. Exhale, drawing in the lower abdominal. Think about connection of the lower and upper body and strength. Inhale, big breath in through the nose. Exhale out. So it's important to be breathing in and out through the nose as we tap into the parasympathetic nervous system. We're here to help the body relax and the mind relax rather than stressing it. So breathing in and breathing out. One more big breath in, drawing up the pelvic floor. And then exhale, drawing in the lower abdominal. Now let's open our eyes. And let's come to starting the movement practice, the asana, the physical part of yoga. So just place the blocks off to the side. We don't need them as of yet. You might use them at different points in the practice, which I will cue you. There will be a little bit of a video in the corner. I'll note down in some quotes down below just saying to check up in the corner for modifications. So play around with the modifications, work with what best works for you. So I want you to come kneeling to the back of the mat. So when we come kneeling, we want to make sure the big toes are touching, heels are touching. So the heels are underneath the sit bones and we're pushing from the big toe to the little toe into the floor. Now we want to make sure the pelvis, we're not doing an anterior tilt, we're not concaving the back. You're dropping the tailbone downward, what we call posterior tilt. Always keep the ribs pulled in, unless we're doing a back bend, and then lifting the chest bone up. So a bit of opposite action happening there. Now release the arms along the side of the body. We're going to inhale through the nose, lift up the shoulders. Exhale through the mouth, drop them. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift up the shoulders. Exhale, drop them. 1 more. Inhale, lift up the shoulders. Exhale, drop them. Let's inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, draw the belly and fold. Inhale, tabletop. Make sure the wrist and shoulders in line. Curl the toes under, feet hip width apart. Exhale, lift the hips back and up. Keep the knees slightly bent as you push the hips back, looking between your knees. I want you to come up high into the balls of the feet, drawing the triceps inwards to the center of the body, towards the ears. And then if you choose, you can do what we call walking the dolls. So paddling the feet 1 at a time. We're going to hold here for around 5 breaths. So this first round, we might hold a little bit. Now if you're paddling, come back into that static. Come up high to the balls of the feet, bend the knees, push the chest towards the legs. Keep the ribs pulled in. And on your next inhale, you're going to look forward. Exhale, you're going to drop the knees to the floor. Inhale, drop the pelvic floor. Pull the shoulders down the back. Lift the chest forward, look up. Exhale, round the back. Draw the belly in. Drop the head, tuck the tailbone. Push the body away. Inhale, lengthen. the front of the body. Exhale, round the back of the body. Inhale, coming flat to tabletop. Exhale, push the hips back into child's pose. Bring the knees together, extending the arms nice and long. Tuck the chin in towards the back of the throat. Inhale, we're going to come up. Exhale, release the fingers behind you. So the hands are going to come behind you, fingers facing the toes. Push the palms into the floor. Lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulders blades. So what we call retraction. Then once you're there, if it feels comfortable, this might be a good position for some. Others, you might tuck the tailbone, lift up the front hip bones. And then if you've got no neck issue, you can look up towards the ceiling, but don't drop the head back. Hold here for a few breaths. Keep lifting and lengthening. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the hips down. Coming up to kneeling again. That's round one. Round two, inhale. Reach up, keep the ribs pulled in. Exhale, fold. Child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, hands shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Exhale, curl the toes under, push the hips back. Now try to keep the length through the spine, knees slightly bent, pushing the chest towards the legs. And on your next inhale, look forward. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, round the back of the body. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, round the back of the body. Inhale, come into flat tabletop. Exhale, push the hips back, come into child's pose. Inhale up. Exhale, release the hands behind you, fingers facing the toes, push the palms, squeeze the shoulder blades, lifting up the chest, and scooping the tailbone as you lift up the hips. Then looking up. Breathing, don't let the body sink, keep pushing it up, stretching that beautiful front line. On your next inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the hips down. Last round. Inhale, reach up, ribs in, shoulders soft. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Keeping that slight bend in the knees to create length through the spine. Keep pulling the ribs in. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, round the back of the body. Inhale, lengthen the front of the body. Exhale, round the back of the body. Coming back to flat tabletop on the inhale. Exhale, push the hips back, come into child's pose. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, reach the hands back, fingers facing the toes. Push the palms, squeeze the shoulder blades. Tuck the tailbone, lift up the hips, stretching. As the more you do this, the more you'll find that you'll be able to go a little bit deeper as you push up a bit higher, maybe looking out. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the hips back down. Now you can pause and do some more, or you can set yourself up for sun salute B. Now for the tight hips, I'm going to use the blocks. So the blocks are going to be just about shoulder width apart. And you kind of want to measure it so when you come into child's pose, you can land the hands onto it. So you might have for the first round, play around. So resetting, bring the feet together, pelvis tucking, posterior tilt, ribs in, chest bone up, arms along. Inhale, lift up the shoulders. Exhale, drop them through the mouth. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale, let's reach the arms up, keep the ribs in, keep the length through the spine. Exhale, fold into child's pose. Now take the knees wide apart, extend long, and let the head, the chest come down to the floor. We're going to take 1, 2, 3 breaths. Inhale, come up, bring the knees in, come into your tabletop. Exhale, curl the toes under, push the hips back, come to your downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up, lengthening. Now shift the weight into the left foot, raise the right leg, bring the knee into the chest, come up high into the ball of the left foot, keep the knee tucked in really tight, push the body away, and step the foot through. Now, if the foot comes halfway, use the right hand to step it right through. Drop the back knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Let that right hip come forward, the left hip come forward. Let right knee stacked on top. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the hands down. Curl the left toe, lift the knee off the floor. Try to lift the foot off the floor, bring the knee into the chest. Then you're going to kick it back and up, and then release it back down. And then onto the other side. Shift the weight into the right foot. Raise the left leg. Come up high to the ball of the foot. Bring the knee into the chest. Ripple through. Step the left foot through. Dropping the right knee to the floor. Inhale, reaching up. Lunging into that right hip. Make sure that right hip, the knee that you're kneeling on, hips in front of the knee, not stacked on top. Exhale, release the hands down. Lift up the knee. Lift the left foot off the floor, bring the knee into the chest, kick it back and up, and release. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. Now remove the hands from the block. Just release them to the mat. We're going to do what's called wagging the dog's tail. Take the hips to the right, squeeze the right shoulder towards the right hip. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, exhale to the right. One more. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale, in through. Bring the hands back onto the blocks. Take the knees wide apart, toes together. Push the hips back. So a nice wide knee child's pose. Letting yourself lengthen. Let the chest and the head fall down. Inhale, walk the hands back up. Bring the knees together. Reach the fingers behind you. Push the palms. Spread the chest. Create space. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Tuck the tailbone. Lift up the hips. Maybe looking up. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the hips back down. 2 more rounds. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the knees apart, reach, place the hands onto the blocks, let the head and the chest come down to the floor. Inhale, come up, bring the knees in, curl the toes under, push the hips back to downward facing dog. Shift the weight into the left foot, raise the right leg, bring the knee into the chest, ripple through. Keep the knee hugged into the chest as you step it through. Drop the back knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Tuck the tailbone. Soften the shoulders. Pull the ribs in. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale the hands down. Curl the back toe. Bring the right knee into the chest, push the hips back, extend the leg, and then release it back down. Get comfortable here, other side. Shift the weight into the right, raise the left. Bring the knee into the chest, ripple through. Step the foot through, maybe assist it through. Drop the back knee onto the floor. Inhale, reach up. Tuck the tailbone, knee, front knee over the ankle. Pull the ribs in, holding here for 3, 2, 1. And on your next exhale, release the hands down. Lift the knee. Bring the left knee into the chest. Step it back, extend the leg back, and release to the floor. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the knees to the floor. Release the hands to the mat. Wagging the dog's tail. Hips, shoulders to the right, squeezing on the exhale. Inhale through your transition. Exhale to the left. Inhale through your transition. Exhale to the right. Last one. Inhale through the transition. Exhale to the left. Come back through. Take the hands onto the block. Take the knees wide apart. Push the hips back. Come back into that child's pose. Inhale, come up. Come back to your kneeling. Feet together, knees together. We're going to reach back, fingers facing the toes. Push the palms, squeeze the shoulder blades, and lift up the hips. Looking up, breathing. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the hips down. Coming up. Last round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Reach the hands for the block. Take the knees wide apart. Let the head and the chest come down. Inhale, coming up into the tabletop. Hands onto the block, spreading the fingers. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips back and up. Shift the weight into that left foot. Raise the right leg. Bring the knee into the chest. Ripple through. Step the right foot through. Drop the back knee. Inhale, reach up. Keep pulling the ribs in. Try not to concave the lower back. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release back down. Lift up the left knee. Bring the right knee into the chest. Step it back. And release the foot down. Shift the weight into the right foot. Raise the left leg. Come up high into the ball of the foot. Bring the knee into the chest. Step it through. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Lunging the hips forward. Softening the shoulders. So using the lats to pull the shoulders down. Holding for another 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the hands down. Lift the right knee. Bring the left knee into the chest. Kick it back and up. And release it down. Inhale, look straight ahead. On your exhale, release your knees to the floor. Hands come to the floor. Wagging the dog's tail, squeezing the right side. Inhale through your transition, squeezing the left side. Inhale through the transition, squeezing to the right side. Inhale through the transition, squeezing to the left side. Coming back through. Take the knees wide apart, toes together. Reach onto the hands into the block, coming down. Inhale up. Bring the knees together. Reach back. Fingers facing the toes. Push the palms. Roll the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Tuck the tailbone. Lift up the hips. Looking up. Inhale, look straight ahead. Exhale, release the hips down. Coming back up. Now you can pause, do more rounds. Otherwise, we're going to come right into Shavasana. So moving the blocks off to the side. Coming onto your backs. Arms along the side of the body. Closing the eyes. Disengaging the breath and core connection. Coming into a nice, soft, slow diaphragmatic breath. Start to just gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Extend the arms overhead, creating that big long stretch if you choose. Bring the knees into the chest, hugging the knees so we're creating that self-love and compassion. Sealing off the practice with a bit of gratitude for taking time for ourselves, nurturing ourselves, and just rolling to the right side and coming up to a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands into heart center. We'll finish off with a little wee prayer. Close the eyes and slightly bow the head. May we all be happy, free from suffering. May we all be well, body and mind. May we all be safe, free from fear. May we all be peaceful and at ease. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Thank you for coming and joining me. Have a wonderful rest of the day.